Yeah, well, if it wasn't for me in his corner, he'd been knocked out. Simple as that. He was listening to the wrong instruction when he got caught, going to the left of a southpaw. I'm a southpaw. You don't go to the left on me, because I'll catch you. You know, he was listening to the ill advice. There's too many people in the corner. And I'm his father. And if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't. He won. He not only stayed in the fight, he won the 11th. He shared the 10th because his legs was gone in the 10th. Because he was a miracle man to get out of the 9th round. But it was me what kept him in there. If it had been left to them, he'd have been knocked out. Because it was me what said, right, you got to get behind your jab, you got to box, slip and slide, move around, use your brains, and just get your legs back. And he did that. And he won the 11th and the 12th. So like I say, if it had been down to me, they never got caught in the first place. He was just listening to people he believed in, what hasn't got any fighting experience. And at the end of the day, if he was that good of a trainer, Sugarhill, his uncle Emmanuel would have left him the top job, wouldn't he? He'd left him the full business. Jonathan Banks ended up with it. Why didn't Tommy Hearns have Sugarhill? Why didn't Lennox Lewis have him? Why didn't all the other Kronk fighters have him? There's a reason for it. Why has all these British fighters had him and sacked him? Because he's incapable. And I'm the first to say it. I don't mind the man as a man. I'm talking on boxing terms only. The man's a very nice man. He's never done me no harm in any way, shape or form. But we're talking boxing politics here. You know what I'm saying to you? And they just don't work Tyson hard enough. He's too soft with him. And Tyson's telling him what to do half the time. And like I say, they're not going to tell him he's wrong because he need the money. But what I can say is the public can kiss my bell end. So I couldn't give one flying fuck about them. But without me, he wouldn't have made it to the 12th round. Because let me tell you, when you're in trouble, you got to do what you can to keep out of trouble. You can't go gung-hoing it when you've got no leg underneath you. His legs was gone. He took a shot. He was drained before he went to the fight. Because I told him, I said, take the £10 million fine. They're not going to fine you. It's bullshit. You're the star of the show. But listen, he's fighting on an empty tank. He might have looked all right, but he's putting punches together. And for my money, he walked the first 7 or 8 rounds, didn't he? He walked them. He was bashing Usyk all over the ring. It was a one-sided affair. But he made the mistake in listening to the wrong advice, going left on the southpaw. Oh, he's not prepared for it. He's not trained for a man going left on him. Guess what? Usyk's too good for that. He went left and Usyk popped the left hand straight over, right down the pipe. Bang! Changed the full fight. It took everything out of him because he had nothing in it to start with. Just boxing skill-wise, brilliantly. But I thought, you know what? I knew he never had the resilience because, he'd had no time to rest and work on his conditioning properly. But he did so well to recover in the 9th round, showed world-class art, and any lesser man would have hit that floor and not got up. Well, you'll never see a fighting art like the Gypsy King, and I'm proud of my boy, no matter what the decision is. And I don't care what people think. He finished the fight on his feet. It was a split decision, and he won the last 2 rounds. So people can say what they want because they're all jealous. They're jealous of a father and son thing. And let me tell you something. All problems, my friend, they're very close to home. You know that? They're very close to home. So what I say to them, if they want to put their trust in people who's only after money, and so-called this modern word, coup fucking dos, get some oil in your can and fuck them all off and start again properly. Tommy's had a million opportunities to go. He's had a million of them. But you know what he said? Dad, they don't train anything. They don't do any work. They don't do nothing. He's here for a reason, isn't he? I know it's on a lot lower level. But look how I've guided this kid. Look where I've put him in his life. Don't get me wrong, he's had to do it himself. But there's only one man guided him because he'd been ate alive with them wolves out there if it wasn't for me. And I'm going to keep looking after him until I draw my last breath. And I just want success for him. If you can go through life doing everything right and people, admiring what you do, you don't have to win world titles. It's called being pleasant, being yourself and trying your best. And your best is all you can do. And stop worrying about people. People don't pay my bills. They do nothing for me. And I don't want them to be.